Have you ever quietly asked yourself, do people still see me? Am I still attractive as I get older? It's a gentle question many women carry quietly in their hearts. As the years pass, it's normal to think about how the world views you, especially in a society that often celebrates youth and forgets the deeper, richer beauty that comes with maturity. But here's something you need to remember. You may be far more captivating than you realize. In today's video, we're exploring 8 meaningful signs that show you're a genuinely attractive older woman, even if you haven't fully noticed it yet. These signs have nothing to do with shallow charm or temporary trends. They come from energy, presence, elegance, and the quiet confidence that only life experience can create. And what might surprise you is how many of these signs are already happening in your everyday life. Stay with me until the very end, because once you start noticing these small signals, the way you see yourself and the way men respond to you can shift in a beautiful, empowering way. Before we begin, if these insights speak to you, please like this video if you haven't already. Subscribe and tap the bell icon so you never miss an update. And as you're watching, feel free to interact. Type 1 if a sign feels true for you. Type 0 if it doesn't match your experience. Let's get started. Sign number 1. Younger men seem naturally comfortable around you. One subtle yet powerful sign that you're an attractive older woman is when younger men feel relaxed and at ease in your presence. You may have noticed this without giving it much thought. The smooth conversations, the barista who spends an extra moment at your table, the co-worker who brightens up when you speak, the friend's son who pays closer attention when you enter the room. These moments aren't random, they're signals. Quiet hints of comfort, interest, and admiration. Younger men are naturally drawn to women with calm energy, emotional maturity, and a graceful confidence that many their age haven't developed yet. You don't need to prove anything, you don't need to dominate a space, and you don't need to show off. Your quiet strength, your ability to listen, your warm tone, and your steady presence make them feel safe. They laugh at your jokes, ask for your opinions, and lean towards you, not just physically, but emotionally. And that is the real power. When a man feels emotionally safe, he opens up. And when he opens up, attraction can begin to grow. Sign number 2. You often receive compliments about your appearance or personal style. This one may surprise you, but if people, especially men, regularly compliment your outfits, your haircut, how you carry yourself, or even your perfume, it means you're leaving a lasting impression. As women mature, their style becomes a reflection of who they truly are. Maybe you've shaped your wardrobe over the years. Maybe your hairstyle now suits you perfectly. Or maybe your perfume leaves behind a warm, inviting trace that feels unforgettable. These details don't just appear by chance. They're signs of a woman who values herself, and men definitely notice. A well-presented woman, whether in an elegant dress or a simple but polished casual outfit, carries an air of intention. It's not about being flashy, it's about being thoughtful. The way you groom yourself, from your hair to the way you care for your body, speaks loudly. It shows that you pay attention, that you matter to yourself. And when a woman clearly cares for herself, men instinctively feel that she is capable of caring deeply about them as well. Sign number 3. Men give you lingering glances. This sign is quiet, but it says everything. If you've ever caught a man holding eye contact with you just a little longer than necessary, it's not an accident, it's communication. Maybe it happens at the grocery store, in a cafe, at the gym, or while you're walking through the mall. You meet his eyes, and he doesn't look away immediately. That pause, that extra second, is attraction. A lingering look is one of the oldest and most instinctive ways men show interest. He may not approach you or say a word, but through his eyes he's saying, I see you, I feel something, I want to know more. What draws him in isn't only your appearance, it's your presence. Maybe it's the graceful way you move, how you hold your coffee, the calmness in your posture, or the warmth in your expression. That soft, confident energy pulls him in. The glance isn't just about beauty, it's about your essence, something deeper, something felt. Sign number 4. People often seek your advice or ask for help. As the years go by, you might notice that others, especially men, come to you for guidance more than before, not just for small things, but for real, meaningful conversations. They ask what you think about a decision they're struggling with. They open up about personal issues. They share worries they don't tell others. That's not random, that's trust. When people look to you for insight, comfort, or direction, it shows they see you as steady, wise, and emotionally grounded. That kind of presence is incredibly attractive. Younger women may bring excitement or unpredictability, but you carry lived wisdom. You've known love, pain, lessons, healing, and growth. You've supported others, built strong bonds, and learned from your own challenges. That experience shows in how you speak, how you listen, and how you show up for others. Men who want something real are drawn to that. You don't react impulsively. You think, you reflect, you understand. That steadiness is magnetic. That's why they feel drawn to you, not just for answers, but for the sense of calm they feel in your presence. Being seen as someone who knows, someone who understands because she has lived through life, is one of the most attractive qualities a woman can have. You become someone men deeply respect and admire, and that is the foundation of lasting love. Sign number 5, you have a confident, relaxed presence. You don't chase attention. You don't need to be the loudest voice in the room, yet somehow people still notice you. One of the most powerful signs of an attractive older woman is a calm, steady confidence. You're not trying to prove your worth. You already know your worth. That quiet assurance creates something powerful in others, a sense of ease, a feeling of trust. You don't shrink under pressure. You don't seek approval. You radiate peace, stability, and inner strength. And you do all of this without ever raising your voice or demanding anything. Your presence speaks for you. That kind of energy doesn't shout, it gently whispers. And many times that quiet whisper carries more weight than any loud words ever could. When you enter a room with your chin lifted, your shoulders calm, and a smooth, relaxed pace in your steps, it sends a message no one can miss. I know who I am, and I'm comfortable with her. That kind of presence lowers tension, softens people's guard, and earns instant respect. And for men, especially in a world full of noise, stress, and shallow behavior, that steady feminine calm feels like fresh air. They don't just notice it with their eyes, they feel it in their whole body. Sign number 6, you start receiving soft compliments about your physical energy and the way you take care of yourself. This is something many older women don't always recognize in themselves. You don't need a perfect gym body or to run long-distance races to appear healthy or appealing. But when people, especially men, say things like, "You look great for your age," or "You seem so active," or even "You carry yourself so well," those are not just random remarks, they're signs. They're noticing the effort, the discipline, and the quiet respect you show yourself through your choices. It appears not only in your appearance but in your movements, the way you walk with purpose, the way you lift things without trouble, the way you stretch or reach without strain. That's not just strength, that's life force. And life force is deeply attractive. Because taking care of yourself isn't only about your outward looks, it's about the energy you give off. It says, I value myself, I stay present, I show up fully. Men pick up on this more than you think. A woman who honors her body usually honors her thoughts, her time, and the emotional space she shares with others. So when you walk into a room with great posture, smooth motion, and the natural glow of someone who lives with intention, men take notice. And even if they don't always say it out loud, they admire it more than you know. And number 7, men laugh at your jokes, even the silly ones. If you've noticed that men often laugh at your humor, even when you think it's a bit simple or playful, that's not just them being polite, that's connection. Real laughter isn't always about the joke itself. It's about chemistry. It's about comfort. It's about emotional ease. You might say something you think is just cute or light-hearted, and he laughs genuinely. Not because the joke is the funniest thing ever, but because you said it. Because humor, especially natural and soft humor, shows emotional intelligence. When a woman can bring lightness into the room, when she can laugh at small things, when she can create a warm, fun moment without sarcasm or effort, it reveals something valuable. It shows she's steady, she's real, she doesn't need perfection to feel or appear beautiful. Men are drawn to women who make them feel alive inside, and laughter is one of the fastest ways to create that feeling. Even a small, unexpected comment, when it comes from a woman who is calm, warm, and authentic, lands deeply. It feels safe, it feels human, it feels close. And when a man truly laughs, you can see it. His eyes narrow, he covers his smile, maybe even leans toward you without noticing. When that happens, you've created something much bigger than a shared laugh. You've sparked emotional closeness, and that's rare. Sign number 8, you start noticing quiet flirting aimed at you. This is the subtle crown jewel, and only a woman who is tuned into the world around her will catch it. As you become older, the flirting you receive may not look like the bold flirting from your younger years. It becomes softer, more refined, more instinctive. He may glance at you more than once. He might adjust his shirt or straighten his posture when he sees your eyes on him. He may compliment something specific, your laugh, your tone of voice, the way you walk into the room. Or he mirrors you without realizing it. You lean to the side, and a moment later, he leans the same way. You cross your legs, and soon after he does too. That's mirroring, a natural sign of connection. Then there is touch. Not dramatic touch, but tiny moments. A hand brushing yours, a soft touch on your back as you walk through a door, standing just slightly closer than necessary. These are not random movements. These are ancient signals of attraction. When a man is drawn to a mature woman, he often expresses it through body language rather than loud words, a look that lingers longer than normal, a smile that stretches just a bit wider, a compliment followed by eye contact that doesn't break, a hand resting near yours on the table, close enough that you can feel his warmth. These are not coincidences, they are quiet invitations. And when a woman is emotionally present and aware, she starts noticing that desire speaks in its own language, even without sound. Number 9, he remembers the tiny things you mention. Have you ever said something casually, a childhood story, your favorite cafe, how you take your tea, and then heard him bring it up later? That's not forgettable. That's emotional imprinting. That's interest at a deeper level. It means he's not just hearing your words, he's storing them. He's holding on to pieces of you because they matter to him. He's collecting your details like small gems. Why? Because something about you touched him, even if he hasn't spoken it openly. It shows genuine care, but more than that, it shows respect. And in real attraction, respect is the silent root that keeps everything steady. When he remembers your favorite drink and brings it to you without needing a reminder, when he recalls your pet's name or a dream you mentioned once, when he repeats a quote you shared weeks ago, these are not simple acts of kindness. These are emotional bookmarks, and that is powerful because real attraction isn't always loud. Sometimes it's soft, slow, thoughtful, and unforgettable. Sign number 10, he finds reasons to spend time with you. When a man feels drawn to you, he won't always say it directly, but his actions will show it clearly. He doesn't just happen to spend time with you, he makes sure it happens. Maybe he arrives early to something he knows you'll be at. Maybe he offers help with something you could easily handle alone. Maybe he suddenly shows interest in your routines, the places you like to visit, or the hobbies you enjoy, even if they are totally different from his own. That's not luck. That's attraction shown through presence. A soft desire to be close, to share moments, to understand you in the simple parts of everyday life. He might ask if he can join you for coffee, offer to go grocery shopping together, or volunteer to help with a small project that doesn't really require help, but underneath all those actions is the real reason. He just wants to be near you. He enjoys the feeling he gets in your presence. He enjoys the calm, the warmth, the uniqueness you bring without even trying, how you make him feel noticed, understood, respected, at ease, and maybe even treasured without forcing anything. Time is one of the most precious things a person can give, and when a man starts gently making room for you in his life, it's not by accident. When he begins adjusting his day so he can see you, when he shows up not only for big plans but also for small moments, it shows something deeper. It shows that he feels pulled toward your energy, not just toward your words, not just toward your actions, but toward the peaceful, warm, steady version of yourself that appears whenever he is near you. That quiet effort, that steady presence, that intentional closeness he chooses again and again. It is more than simple attraction. It's the beginning of something far more meaningful, something that grows slowly and quietly, something that doesn't need loud promises to be real. And now think about this for a moment. You have just walked through 10 powerful signs, all showing that you are still extremely magnetic, still deeply noticeable, still carrying a presence that people feel even before they fully understand it. Many women worry they are fading as time moves forward, but that is rarely the truth. What actually happens is that your beauty shifts from the surface to the soul, and that kind of beauty draws a different kind of attention. Not the noisy, shallow kind, but the grounded, respectful, appreciative kind. The kind that makes a man slow down and truly look at you. The kind that makes him listen to you differently. The kind that makes him think twice before losing someone like you. When a man feels seen and safe in your presence, something in him starts to relax. He starts to feel like he can breathe around you. He begins telling you more about his thoughts, his mistakes, his fears, his hopes, simply because your energy feels like a soft place to land. He might not say it directly, but the way he talks to you, the way he leans in, the way he pays attention to the details of what you say, those are signs. Men express comfort in small ways, and you've become someone he trusts with that comfort. That matters more than you know. Your kindness, your calmness, your way of listening without judging, these are things that stay in a man's mind long after the conversation is over. He will replay moments with you, not because you tried to impress him, but because the way you made him feel was rare. Men remember the women who make them feel peaceful. Men cherish the women who make them feel supported. But men fall for the women who make them feel understood without having to perform or pretend. You may not even realize how deeply your presence affects him. You might think you're just being yourself, just talking, just showing up, just giving your honest reactions. But to him, those small moments build an emotional world he doesn't find with everyone. He starts wanting you there, not just because the moments with you are good, but because the moments without you feel like something is missing. That's what magnetism looks like when you grow into your mature, grounded, confident self. It's not loud, it's not dramatic, it's steady, it's warm, it's felt. And when he begins including you in his routine, texting you in the morning, checking on you during the day, wanting to see you even when he's tired, that isn't small. When a man uses his limited energy to stay close, that means you have touched something meaningful inside him. Time and effort are a man's true love language long before he even realizes it himself. He may start asking about your day, about your plans, about your dreams, not because he feels obligated, but because he genuinely wants to understand your world. He begins to notice little details, the way your eyes change when you're excited, the sound of your voice when you're tired, the smile you make when something touches your heart. He remembers these things because they matter to him, you matter to him, and he doesn't want to forget the things that make you, you. Maybe he starts offering help without you asking, carrying something heavy, giving advice when you need clarity, solving small problems for you. These gestures are not random. They are signs of emotional investment. When a man cares, he supports. When a man chooses, he protects. When a man has feelings, he shows up in actions long before he speaks in words. And as all of this happens, you might not notice your own power, your own charm, your own quiet influence on his emotions. You might be too humble, too modest, or too busy to see it, but your presence is shaping something important. You are showing him how it feels to be treated with respect and ease. You're showing him a version of connection that he doesn't want to lose. You're showing him that maturity, softness, and emotional strength can exist in the same woman, and that combination is rare. So when you reflect on these 10 signs of attention, signs of effort, signs of closeness, you are really seeing proof that you are still magnetic, still desired, still full of a beauty that grows richer over time. Your value didn't fade, your worth didn't shrink, your glow didn't disappear. It simply changed shape, becoming deeper, calmer, and more powerful than before. And the right man will feel that. He will notice it. He may not always know how to express it, but his actions will show it. You will feel it in the way he looks at you a little longer than he needs to, in the way he listens when you speak, in the way he becomes more patient, more gentle, more aware. These are not random behaviors. They are the response a man has when he is drawn to a woman whose presence feels like home. The truth is, mature magnetism doesn't fade. It evolves. It becomes something that doesn't chase attention, but naturally attracts the right kind of attention. You don't have to try too hard. You don't have to pretend. You don't have to fight to be seen. Your presence alone is enough. Your energy alone is enough. Who you are right now at this stage in your life is enough. So remember this: you are still magnetic. You are still captivating. You are still someone a good man will make time for, make space for, and make effort for. You don't need noise to be noticed. Your quiet strength speaks louder than anything you could try to force. You are seen, you are valued, and you are far more powerful than you think.